Good evening, everybody. Grand Rising, good afternoon, and good evening. Lord knows, y'all, I had every intention on just kicking back and relaxing. I was a little tired today, but when I tell you, I could not rest. I had to get up and I had to tap in. So it is around, I want to say 9 p.m. my time, Thursday. And the news just hit the Associated Press and also YouTube and all forms of social media that Cassie has decided to sue Puffy for $30 million for SA, DV, amongst other things. It is said that he became so angry, Puff became so angry, that he threatened to blow up Kid Cootie's car because he did not want her dating him. And allegedly, not only did he say this, but Kid Cootie's car actually did blow up in his driveway. So, honey, listen, I was looking at comments that I got on a whole nother reading. And somebody had mentioned to me when they saw that one of his ex-girlfriends was suing him, they automatically thought of my Puffy deactivation reading. So I went to the internet to look up what they were, talking about, what they were referencing. And when I tell you, I was completely floored. I was blown away. But I was not surprised. I promise you I was not surprised, because it literally is deactivation season. So I'm going to title this reading Deactivation Season Part 2. Y'all get... I was going to go down a rabbit hole anyway with Puff, because there's several different situations that I've been channeling on with him. And one thing about Puff is there's so much energy around him that if you don't know how to properly ground yourself and clean and cleanse the energy around you spiritually, it will drain you. So you have to go into prayer and meditations, and you have to do a lot of grounding and cleansing. But what I can tell you is this: we're in a season of out with the old and in with the new. That's why you're getting all these scandals. That's why everybody's being kicked off their pedestals right now. We have a lot of people in Hollywood whose teeth from like 20 and 30 years ago is just now coming out. Speculations and rumors that we've heard, from the 90s all the way up until now, is being confirmed by insiders who knew these people. And out of all places, on YouTube, because YouTube is the new street. So for those who like to see, what type of decks I use, this is the deck that I'm going to start off with for Puffy. And I got a feeling this is going to be a deep dive, so be prepared for this reading to be around an hour. Once again, this is part 2 of Puffy deactivation season. This first deck is the Tarot of the Vampires by Charles Harrington. And no further ado, y'all, let's get it. Already said my prayers and did whatever cleansing I needed to do off camera. I've said a heavy prayer of protection for everyone who's watching this. And I'm going to tell you guys, this is why, you know, even if you're not religious, this is why the holy books tell us to be no respecter of persons, to only bow down before the Most High, because everybody has an end date and an exit date. No one can be king or queen forever. Remember that. Whew. Spirit guides, angels, and ancestors of the highest heavenly order, please come before me and guide these messages. Show me the energy around the accusations that Cassie has made against Puff. Show me what gave her the courage, and show me if there's any truth and validity to what's being said. Okay, Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is the first card out. Now, first thing that I asked about was, you know, Cassie. Any truth or validity to what's being said, show me the energy around her. So this is the card that represents the independent woman. Okay, so in this case, she will be the independent woman because she's standing alone. She is doing this lawsuit solely on her own volition. And notice this is a woman in the background, you know, playing a piano, who seems to fade to black, seems empty, seems void, seems like almost like a clay figure. But the figure, the inanimate object that is on display, seems more lifelike than the woman, the artist behind. So that's showing me that the false image that she showed to the public, the one that seemed to be full of life and vibrant, was indeed the shell. This is a woman who all she had due to this lifestyle was the music, but she was void. She felt dead inside. Three of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So here it is. She thought this was a blessing. She thought this was an opportunity. This was her ships coming in. And you got to remember, this was a young woman. This was a teenager when she came across Puff. I believe she was like, what, 18, 19 years old when she met Puffy. So she was starry-eyed, completely starstruck. She had no idea what she was getting into. Okay, I usually, oh yeah, no idea what she was getting into. The High Priestess. Okay, High Priestess, higher knowledge, higher orders, higher occult, allegedly. The bearer of all secrets, the one who knows where all the bones are buried. So this is definitely letting me know that for everything that she's saying, there's so much more that's not being said. Knight of Cups. So the energy around her is stating to me that when he approached her, when he courted her, there were all these secrets, all these things that were happening and going on that she was oblivious to. She had no idea. And then here it is. Once she got in the fold, there was conflict. Okay? Because this is a lot of arguing. This is a lot of conflict. And being that, you know, this is a werewolf who has, you know, changed and taken out these two people. This is somebody that you could not go back and forth with, okay? This is someone in the daytime, you know, in the waking hours, before public, this is a gentleman. In the moonlight, which is in secret, behind the scenes, away from everybody, the person that people could not see. This is a beast. This is an animal. This is someone who will rip you to shreds, allegedly. death. Everything that she knew ended for this transition. This is also someone who will end you if you don't play your cards right, allegedly. So the very career that, you know, this person promised, everything that this person promised, all the blessings that this person promised, all the opportunities this person promised, literally was like a careless whisper. They could snap their fingers and kill everything. Two of Wands. All these things were things that she found out after she made this choice, after she made this decision, right? This Two of Wands, it's interesting because here it is. You got wings here. This person is letting you know that, hey, depending on how you choose, you can soar. I can take you anywhere. But this reminds me of when the devil came before the Messiah. And he told him, if you choose me, if you choose to bow down before me, if you worship me, I'll give you everything. I'll give you the world. Only thing is, Cassie didn't understand like the Messiah did. The devil doesn't have the world to give because it all belongs to the Most High. The devil can only give you these heights for a short amount of time. And you see that these wings are transparent, which means they'll only get you so far and then they'll dissolve. This is somebody who could take you up high and then just like that, you can fall. Wings just disappear. Like I said, she was young. She didn't know any better. So she took this leap of faith, the Fool. And here's this opportunity, this blessing, right? But notice, here's this woman sitting on this couch, and behind her is this man who's not properly dressed. This sounds familiar to one of the accusations that she made in the lawsuit. When you read the paperwork in the lawsuit, it states that she was forced to sleep with male prostitutes, allegedly. Because this is what she's alleging. This isn't any, gossip on the street. This is in the document. So, just looking at this woman's face, it's like she's sitting here and there's an air of, I don't want to say confusion, but just like disgust. But the man behind her, he's there with a blank look on his face. It's like he's a prop. He's a pawn. That's why she looks warm and he looks, to be, clay-like, dead even. This is someone who's numb to this. No big deal. This is what they do. But she has to think, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. How far am I willing to go? What am I really willing to do? This is a moral dilemma. But I want this opportunity, right? And this falls under the independent woman. What are you willing to do to become this independent woman? That moral dilemma is a hangman. Ooh, the Fool. Okay. So notice, here it is. This virginal looking girl who appears to be out late in what could possibly be an unsafe environment, and this gentleman standing here, with his leather jacket on. This is someone who appears attractive. He's handing her a rose, but he also, has that, dangerous edge to him. Now, in street terms, a rose is a prostitute. And once again, this is a girl. I want y'all to look at these women's faces. This is a girl who looks unsure about taking this rose. She looks pure. She looks unsure about the potential opportunity, but it falls under this high priestess, which I said is, before, is the bearer of secrets, the bookkeeper of all knowledge. The high priestess would be the gatekeeper to the Akashic records. And then here you go, bottom of the deck, Hierophant and the Magician. Now, when you're doing an industry reading, the Hierophant is the powers that be. The Magician is the manipulator who manifests things through trickery. Sort of like how the devil works. Offer you things, but it's up to you to ask the right questions. Ten of Swords, Knight of Cups, Ten of Swords. So now you realize this guy, because mind you, remember, the guy with the air of danger, here he is again. The Knight of Cups. Came in fast and swift with that rose, right? And then right up under that offer is this Ten of Swords. But when did you realize this was a Ten of Swords, Cassie? Oh, that's right. After the offer. After the opulence. After you decided to accept walking in that door. Because see, here's the hand, and it's waiting to receive this pentacle. You can't receive this pentacle until you make a decision. But on the other end of that decision, you find out that this well-dressed man with all these opportunities by day becomes this werewolf by night under the moonlight. And anyone who knows tarot knows that moons are, the portal to secrets, because a moon has multiple phases, multiple faces. And every face of the moon has a different secret. The Hierophant. So you take this offer, you're in. The powers that be. And here go these damn roses again, y'all. Look. The roses are right here at the door before you accept the offering. Courted you, offered you the opportunity to walk in this door. And you took the opportunity, and everything as you know it ended. The old you is gone. Things will never be the same. The Death card. And there's that Hangman again. What can you say? What can you do? Who's going to believe you? Queen of Swords. So now where she is now, she wants to speak up. She wants to speak her truth. This is somebody who feels like now is the time. Strike while the iron is hot. Now you're on the other side of this Two of Wands. You've made the decision to speak out. Because she knows this werewolf is at the end of that moon phase. And in the morning when the sun comes up, this werewolf turns back into a mortal again. So the only way to truly strike when the iron is hot is to attack while this werewolf is no longer superhuman. Now we're going off into deactivation season. See, she knows that he's at the end of his rope, allegedly. He's not at the full-fledged propensity that he used to be. And this is the only time that she'll have the opportunity to take this leap of faith. And as I said before, strike while the iron is hot. The Lovers and the Knight of Swords. And this falls under the Two of Wands. So she made a decision. She decided to find the strength to speak up, to collaborate, to get this information out. And allegedly, it looks like her husband gave her the strength and the support to come forward with this message and to move forward towards victory. Six of Swords. Seven of Wands. She's decided to go from being defensive to standing up and defending herself. This is how she's going to get her balance through a new beginning. This is very intriguing to me, guys, because this deactivation season is not just about, you know, Puff possibly allegedly being dethroned. We are literally going into a season without with the old and in with the new. People who used to have influence that was extremely strong 20 and even 10 years ago, their influence is not as potent as it used to be, especially once the internet allowed regular people to become influencers. Social media changed the game. The current celebrities, you can pluck those people like flowers in a garden just from the internet because of their numbers, how they ride the algorithms, and you can offer them way less for their celebrity. So these people that were here before are now becoming dinosaurs. Price of fame went up. The payment to be famous went down tremendously. Goodness gracious. So, This is going to be an intriguing ride here because there's some touchy subjects, and I want to be respectful on how I approach these things because there's only so many things that I can say, and I want this to get out without it getting flagged because the allegations are very, very heavy. And I don't want this to, like I said, I don't want this to get flagged and you guys can't see it. Let's tap into the energy around the SA and the DV allegations. Okay, Six of Swords. This is moving forward towards victory. Six of Swords is somebody escaping in the middle of the night to get to a peaceful, calm place. A place that is considered like sanctuary. So usually when you see something like this is someone who literally leaves like a thief in the night. And if I'm not mistaken, that's pretty much how Cassie escaped the relationship. Nine of Swords. Heavy anxiety. And as you can see, this is like, you know, an entity sneaking up on somebody while they're asleep. So this is like many of restless nights, many of days being spooked, not being able to be at peace. Even after she left, she was in high anxiety, high alert, allegedly. But this escape gave her balance through a new beginning. Okay, so this anxiety, lack of rest, being on high alert, it falls under this Knight of Cups, Ten of Swords. So that lets me know that the person who courted her, who betrayed her, was the reason why she had all this anxiety. And cups are also representative of water, water signs, excuse me, as well. And Puff is a water sign. Queen of Cups. So as you can see, this is someone who, in secret, was confiding and consoled by someone. This is someone who was, you know, seeking out counsel unbeknownst to Puffy. Older woman, someone who she felt like she could trust, someone who she felt like if anybody could understand, she knew she could, because the situation was an unrequited offer. Four of Cups. She had no idea how far down the rabbit hole she went when she accepted this offer. Tell me more about this woman that counseled her and consoled her in secret. Queen of Cups. That also could have been a water sign or someone who's like a mother figure. Four of Wands. Okay, so that's like stability, engagement, marriage. Okay, I get it now. So that Four of Wands under Queen of Swords, it's like she found her voice. She found her strength in the situation where she escaped to. So the trainer wasn't just someone that, you know, was a temporary side piece that she fell for. This person helped her plan her exodus. And just so happened to be like her bodyguard, like Kevin Costner. I want to say almost like love through a trauma bond. But it's like falling in love with the first person to give you genuine safety. The first person that you were absolutely able to talk to, who you could tell everything to without feeling dirty, without feeling judged. The first person that you felt like actually saw the real you in years. Well, once again, we keep getting the Hangman. Okay, what's this? Oh, Four of Pentacles. Now notice, you know, this is a Four of Pentacles, but it's a coffin for a Four of Pentacles. And wow, this is spooky. She had to consider, allegedly, losing her life for this new chance at stability. Allegedly. She knew once things were brought to the light, she had to go. She had to make a run for it, and she had to escape immediately. The sun doesn't just represent happier times, because as you see in this card, even though, you know, this is the sun, which is supposed to be the happiest card of the deck, this is somebody who literally is being possibly ejected from a situation. And that's how they end up coming into happier times. So her escaping like a thief in the night was the only way she was going to find her happiness. She had to take the bull by the horns, or else she was not going to be able to ever in her life have a moment of peace, allegedly. The Star in reverse, and it falls under the Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and the Six of Swords. So the independent woman who found this opportunity and decided to move forward towards calmer waters, towards peace, towards happiness, also had to sacrifice her career. The Star in the reverse. Everything that you went into this for, everything that you gave your peace of mind, your sanity, and your dignity to, you had to sacrifice to find a peace of mind, to find the real you, to get to safety, to get to sanctuary. You had to give it all up. But you see how this magician right here has the card of infinity, and he's holding an ankh. Infinity is a never-ending cycle, and the ankh represents the portal of life, because the womb, which is here, and the phallus, which is here, both come together to create life. This person felt like they owned your portal of life. And they owned it. Lock, stock, and barrel for infinity. So you escaping, you leaving, this person did not want to let go of that energy, because that energy was like a currency. The Chariot and the Sun. Like I said, she had to leave. She had to move forward. She had to get out of this situation to find peace, to find happiness, to get to the other side of her life so that she could finally be free. Give me 1 second, guys. Jeez. Now, King of Cups, water sign. Okay, so this is like Pisces, Scorpio, can't remember the other water sign at the moment, but we know this person, this water sign, Puff, he's a Scorpio. So now he's been identified under the Knight of Cups, the person who courted her for this opportunity. Ten of Swords, the person who betrayed her, caused her all this anxiety, allegedly. The Hermit and the Ace of Cups. So this is her, you know, pretty much being like a bird in a gilded cage. She was kept away from everybody and everything. She wasn't allowed to be around anyone. And through that situation, she ends up finding love and fulfillment. This is where she ends up finding the opportunity for fertility and an infinite circle that will produce children. But the problem is, this King of Cups believes you're his Queen of Cups and all of this belongs to him. Five of Swords, a lot of arguing, manipulation through controlling opportunities in the industry. This is why she had to give up this career. She had to walk away. And this was an unrequited offer. She didn't want to walk away from her career and everything that she had sacrificed and suffered for. But if she wanted to have a happy life, she had to completely let go of the life that she had, the life that she knew. Like I said, the old her was gone. So here it is. She has to transition again. She has to go through this metamorphosis, this butterfly through a cocoon all over again. So now, you know, this is, you know, going in solitude, because the Hermit is someone who goes off to themselves and they become, you know, enlightened. When they emerge, they become a scholar. So this is her going off into self-reflection. This is her going off into meditation, into prayer, and finding herself all over again. Notice here's this Ankh. This is this sexual energy, this Ace of Wands. She has to shed the old sexual energy to be born again, to, you know, escape the energetic pull that was on the other half of her life, so that she could go into the new phase, the new beginning, full steam ahead. This is heavy. This is a lot of energy, a lot to put up with. Geez. Try this again. Cards doing backflips over here. Eight of Wands. Like I said, she had to escape like a thief in the night. This happened swiftly. She didn't have a chance to really think this through for a long period of time, because, you know, this is a situation to where everything in the environment is controlled by this emperor. This emperor runs a very tight ship. If you sneeze more than twice, he's going to know about it. He's going to know how you sneezed, why you sneezed, and there's something that's going to be done about it. Six of Cups. This is pretty much like old energy, people that she was tied to during this time, who are all tied and bound by this toxic energy. Okay? So people that, you know, she was attached to while she was with him, while she was bound by this beast system, by this negativity. She had to literally like clear her life of associations. She had to cut off people that she talked to, because everybody that was attached to her life while she was in this relationship were all still attached to Puff. Allegedly. What I tell y'all, the Emperor. And now you've got this Emperor falling under the sun. He's being exposed in every which direction. Eight of Swords. Look at that. See, she was once the caged bird. Unable to breathe, unable to move, unable to, you know, do whatever she wanted to do, because she was in such a controlled environment. Now that the sun is shining on the Emperor, you have the Eight of Swords. He's facing the same energy that she once had to live in. The Eight of Swords, being bound, being stuck, being trapped. This is also facing imprisonment, because the Eight of Swords is a jail card. Allegedly, he could be going to prison. So, like I said, she has to strike while the iron is hot. You guys, if you remember the movie Queen of the Damned, Akasha was so strong that no one vampire could approach her or destroy her. But they all decided to make a plan to attack her together. And with each bite of every vampire that was once, you know, under her control, she would get weaker and weaker and weaker, and eventually she would die. This is what this is looking like. Everybody in their own way, somehow, some way, is finding a way to latch on and bite where they can. No one could have done this alone. But it looks like everybody's finding a way to secretly do this together. Notice the key term in this reading is strike while the iron is hot. Now you see the devil that bound them together. This is acknowledging that this was a toxic relationship that had her bound through dark, negative energies. It was an unrequited offer. This was a situation that, had she have known better, had she have possibly been able to imagine in her wildest dreams that it could have ever been even close to this, if she could have gone back in time and talked to a younger version of herself, would she have accepted this? Could she have stopped her younger self from taking this opportunity? You know, this, everything was so shiny and so beautiful. But just like walking into a room with funhouse mirrors, you don't know which way is in and which way is out. You don't know what's real and what's not until possibly it's too late. Now, she's on the outside, finally understanding the hurt, the pain, being able to breathe, being able to cope, being able to take those burdens off her back and release the burdens of carrying all of this for all this time. Allegedly, she's doing for others what nobody could have done for her. If I can't go back and speak to the younger version of me, I'm going to protect the next younger version of someone else so that they don't become me, allegedly. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And the Knight of Pentacles in reverse falls under the Magician. This is someone who, you know, like I said, she had to walk away from her career. So Knight of Pentacles in the upright already means that money has come to a crawl. Knight of Pentacles in reverse is somebody literally with their foot on your neck, stopping you from being able to create any income. If anything, you're bleeding income because, let's say you have projects that you're funding yourself, but you can't work because you've been blacklisted, allegedly. Four of Cups, this unrequited offer. This is what forced you to have to go into this hermit mode. But this hermit mode saved your soul. You got to reflect. You got to purge. You got to set yourself free and be born again. Once again, the old you is gone. The Death card, transition. What was will never be again. What's to come is brand new. The Empress. Now you not only are a mother, because the Empress gives birth, she's a mother. You want to bring things into fruition and create the new version of yourself, your new life. Eight of Wands. I mean, yeah, Eight of Wands at the bottom. This Ace of Pentacles. She decided swiftly, I'm coming for the bag, and I want everything that's mine. The money you owe me, possibly from my catalog, from representing me, I want it all, and I want it now. And this is a Tower. This is a major tower. Once again, you see this moon behind this tower. That means there's much more to come, because like I said, the moon has many phases and many faces, and every phase is a different phase and a different secret that reveals a different truth. Bombshells are about to come. Atomic bombshells are about to come. This feels like when Puff goes down this time, there's no PR to turn this around. And the only way you can have those types of bombshells is when you back them up with proof. That automatically makes me think about the accusation about threatening to blow up Kid Cootie's car, and it actually blew up in his driveway. Cassie didn't come to play, y'all. See, she may not have been able to physically defend herself, but just like Jennifer Lopez in Enough, after taking beating after beating after beating, she learned how to fight. And eventually, she caught her abuser and she got the best of him. Looked like Cassie finally had enough, y'all. And the hand she couldn't throw physically, she found him. And she's going to throw him in court. And that's not allegedly, because the paperwork is out and it's all across the Associated Press. King of Wands taking action to become the Queen of Pentacles. And notice all these cards got moons, okay? All these cards got moons. Moons, like I said, represent secrets. She's taking action by releasing secrets. And not just any secrets, honey. She's got details. This feels like she decided to do what Kim Porter wasn't able to do. What Kim Porter was allegedly going to do. She's going to do it in her honor. And if she has her way, she's going to win. And that's how she becomes this Queen of Pentacles. And it brings an end to a cycle, the world. Honey, this was a punch that Puff wasn't ready for. Cassie came live and direct. Bam! The tower finally came, and it falls under the sun. Hold on. Yeah, you got the sun and the Emperor. She's illuminating these secrets. She's exposing the Emperor, and it's a tower. 5 of Wands. I told you, just like Enough. I may not have been able to fight you physically, but I'm going to whoop your ass in court. The court of public opinion and the court of law. She found her backbone. She's planting her feet and bearing her weight. And now she's throwing the punches. Four of Swords. What she's coming with, she plans to literally end him, lay him to rest. 5 of Cups. Deep sorrow and remorse, regret. Notice, here go these roses standing behind these tombstones. And this is a woman looking at 2 tombstones in secret. She's visiting the spiritual energy of those who fell before her. But notice, these people back here in secret, they're not bothering her. They're standing behind the tombstones. What that's telling me is that at any other time, she wouldn't have been able to possibly do this effectively. But these people are standing back and they're allowing this to happen. It came out, y'all. They're allowing her to fight. They're allowing her to get her lick back. I just got chills looking at this card. See, water is a portal. It's a gateway between both worlds. And when you look at this card, once again, there's a moon reflecting in the water. And I want you to look up under the water. You see this hand? Looks like a demon trying to hold this woman back. But this woman is coming out the water and she's reaching towards Cassie and she's giving her support. Kim Porter is giving Cassie her blessing and she's matching her energy with hers from the grave. Remember, I told you she's visiting those who have passed before her, who couldn't do what she's doing, and paying her respects. Considering her options. Now, it's interesting because this woman is standing at a wall looking at all these different masks, all these different faces that she has to wear. But they're in the wall like a mausoleum. She's no longer hiding behind all these different faces, all these different phases of her life. She's exposing them. She's facing her demons. Page of Cups. She's finally learned to apologize to herself. And this is how she's stepping into this Empress energy. Told you, she's facing her demons. And this is how she was able to step forward and take these actions. The World, the end of a cycle, end of being scared, the end of worrying about these people who, you know, work together in these systems. 3 of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. She's finally learned that peace is worth more than money. What does it gain a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Well, she's getting her soul back, but she's also going to get a piece of this money back too. That's the plan. And this is her moving forward towards victory, to the 10 of Cups. Ultimate wish fulfillment. So I'm going to go ahead and end this reading here because I feel like it's been long enough and it's heavy. And I'm going to continue this and turn it into a series. This has been Puffy Deactivation Season Part 2. I believe I called the first one Sean Puffy Combs Deactivation Part 2. Either way, we're looking at the end of an era. What was will never be again. And actually, this time around, that's not a bad thing. Thank you, everybody, for watching this video and your support. And I got to cleanse and clear this energy out. But don't be surprised from this point forward how many people find strength and decide to come forward and tell their stories, and how much tea just happens to get slid to, you know, vloggers and news sites and blind items that turn into true items. Because this is going to be everybody pitching in one way or the other to throw a punch. Because every time somebody successfully lands one, it gives somebody else the strength to fight back as well. I thank you all. And it just, this right here just makes you think seriously. Is it worth it? How much are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to do to have everything that you dreamed of? And when are you willing to understand that even nightmares are dreams too? So I wish Cassie well. Much protection to her. I'm going to pray for angelic assistance to keep her safe, because it took a lot of guts. I mean, a lot of guts for her to come forward and tell the whole world what she suffered through. And being that this is going to court, it's going to be in broad detail, and it's going to be very, very explicit. But it's also going to be a very, very interesting learning tool for those who want to be in the limelight. You have to draw a line in the sand somewhere, and you have to decide before you even accept any offer, what is it that you're willing to do, and what is it that you are not going to do. Because if you don't draw that line, you're giving the power for somebody else to draw it for you. And you never know if they'll even draw it at all. Have a good night, everybody. Be blessed. And this reading is adjourned.